What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to another episode of the CheckDown. I'm your host, Smitty Eagle. I'm here with my co-host, Jay Mick. What's happening, Mick?
Not much, man. I had a birthday yesterday, so I'm feeling good going into the weekend. Super Bowl on Sunday, so I mean it's all good.
Yeah, man. From all of us, man. Happy birthday. I posted it up on there, but happy birthday, bro. You know what I mean? I hope you enjoy that, motherfucker. I hope I get to see you have many more. You know what I'm saying? As a friend, I feel me. I got a
Oh
few
yeah,
more months for mine kick in, but I ain't ready for it yet.
and at least yours is in a time where like the weather's good. At least it's like spring or the summertime. My joint is right in the middle of the winter.
Mine always fall on Memorial Day, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a double edged sword because I gotta do something because of the Memorial Day. You're always cooking out. Then it's like, dang, I gotta do a little extra because it's my birthday too.
That's
But
funny,
nah,
but
man.
yeah.
Hey, man. Interesting things been happening this week, man. With the NFL. Anything that caught your eye that you kind of stumped your
Um,
toe?
I mean, I guess Zimmerman. I mean, not Zimmerman. Zimmer going to the Cowboys as the DC because Zimmer been out of football for a year or two, so you kind of wonder how he's going to adjust. I mean, Mike Zimmer, like I personally like him as a DC. I don't think he's a good head coach. You got that move. I think that's the only real like OC or DC move this past week. I don't really remember any other moves. Most of the moves happened the week before.
I
Um,
think that Cliff Kingsbury backing out from the Raiders and going to the Commanders kind of baffled me a little bit.
yeah, someone explained it to me. Like someone told me that the Raiders were only going to offer him 2 years, and that the Commanders offered him three. And that when it, like whatever job that he got let go from, they pay him for 2 more years. So it's like he gets that salary on top of the other salary. So he wanted another year of like security, I guess. And that's why
I
the
know
deal fell
I
through.
know he was supposed to be my OC though.
Yeah, I mean there were rumors about that, and then y'all got what, Kellen Moore instead.
No,
Uh,
we ended up okay. So he wanted to fire our offensive line coach,
okay.
and the ownership and everybody was like, "Nah, Jeff Stoutland is like top 5 in the league offensive coach, if not top 3." You know what I mean? So like, I think they were just like, "Nah," but he got his own staff. So Commanders gave him the opportunity to bring his own staff. The Raiders also were gonna give him that same opportunity. I hope the best for him, man. They took Brian Johnson over there. I'm not surprised. I think he gonna work out with Cliff Kingsbury and the Commanders, man. I wanted him to stay here. I wanted him to work out for us. Everybody don't work out everywhere, so wish him the best.
Yeah, I mean, it just situations are different, man. Like, I mean, where someone wants to bring you into a team as an OC and then not letting you pick your guys, like I kind of get his point of view because it's like if that thing fails, then it's not like, I mean,
You had the
they're still
hand of
gonna
my
blame
guy,
you.
not the
Yeah,
hand of
yeah,
your
yeah. I mean, they're gonna still blame you for the failure of the offense, and you can't say, "Oh, well, they didn't let me pick my coaches." Then they'd be like, "We shouldn't have took the job." And then I think that goes with all coaches, whether you're a head coach, DC, OC, or special teams coach. Like you should have the right to pick the guys that you want to work under you. In case if if it worked well, then those guys will get jobs elsewhere. If it don't work well, at least you can say I have, like you said, like I have my guys, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, I think I would rather have my guys too, man. I don't know if I can go down at the hands of somebody else. It can't work like that. I can't do it. Just like Mike McCarthy, bro. Is no way I'm gonna let Kellen Moore get me fired. I'm definitely firing you. I'm definitely gonna be the OC. If we're gonna go down, I'm gonna be shooting all the bullets.
But when they had Kellen Moore like the previous year, they won a playoff game. They didn't have Kellen Moore this year. Them boys got ousted in the first round. So, and I think Mike McCarthy on the hot seat though, and I just think Dan Quinn just didn't want to wait no more because I'm pretty sure that he was going to be in the next in line to get the head coaching job. But I guess Dan was like, man, let me just go to the Commanders, which I still don't understand going to the Commanders, man, because that team need a lot of work. I mean, they need to work on both sides of the ball. So, and you got new ownership, so I mean, new GM. So I mean, I guess you're gonna get some time, but I might have just stayed in Dallas and just waited out Mike McCarthy because I think Mike McCarthy's out after this year. Like if they don't make it to an NFC Championship game, like they're gonna have to fire that dude. And if they don't, then that means the owner not serious about winning. So
Yeah, but the also you gotta look at it from the other side of the sword too, J Mick. How much more freedom and reign over who's in and who's out does he get in Washington compared to what he would get in Dallas?
I mean, I don't think he's got. I think the
Players.
new GM got the control though of the. I
No,
mean,
I'm
of
not
the.
saying control, but he's a new GM.
Well, man,
You are older vetted. You're gonna get a lot more him coming to you asking questions, kind of vetting you, asking you, hey, what you think about this guy? Because you know more guys in the league than Adam Peters. You know more about the game than Adam Peters. He gonna come to you. You're gonna have a little bit more freedom to speak and pick players and put players on the radar than Jerry Jones is gonna allow you to get.
yeah, I just think the Adam Peters thing is because he was like the hottest. Everybody wanted him. He's coming from San Francisco, so and I mean, he wasn't a GM per se, but he was an assistant GM. So it's like, I mean, in that situation, he was hired first. So I just think that he gonna have the majority of the power. Like, I'm not saying he got the final say on the 53 man, but I'm pretty sure he got the final say on who they draft. I'm pretty sure on that. And then I
Yeah,
think Dan
but
probably got final say on the
I know he
54.
gonna have final say, but you don't think he go to Dan Quinn and be like, hey, what you think about such and such? You know, I'm looking at these three guys. You which one you think would, work for what you need? You know what I mean? I just think he'll get that more than Jerry Jones ain't coming to ask you nothing. Him
I
and
mean,
Steven finna make the call and you gonna deal with it.
in terms of defense, then I would agree with you.
Yeah,
But
that's
if
what I'm
it's
saying.
offense,
Defense. I ain't
yeah,
maybe Cliff. Maybe Cliff is the offensive guy. You get a say.
yeah.
I don't
But
think Dan Quinn. If Dan Quinn get any say on the offense,
I'd be shocked. Yeah, I'd be real shocked if he did. To be honest, 'cause
I
I don't
think
think he can get no say.
none. You don't have for what? You're not even an offensive guy. So what can you tell me about offense?
Yeah, I mean it's yeah. I mean I just and Dan Quinn. I'm not the biggest Dan Quinn guy because after he went to the Super Bowl, and I ain't even gonna mention the Super Bowl, but after the Super Bowl, like that Falcons team fell apart, and he couldn't put it back together. It was kind of like Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall, and he couldn't put it back together, and that's why he got fired with the Falcons. And ever since then, he been with the Cowboys. And I mean, the Cowboys been a great regular season defense, but then when they get to the postseason, they fall apart. I don't know if that's personnel or his scheme, but the personnel, he's not in control of the personnel. Like it's kind of like what you said, like he's not picking the players for that defense. So
Yeah.
but we'll see.
Yeah, I think when you start giving defensive head coaches control of the offense, you get the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different situations. I mean, like,
I'm just saying,
like
could you get like a big burly back? He just doing what any defensive coach would do. Like we just gonna run the ball. We gonna run the
well,
ball.
yeah, I mean, I think the issue was when the GM traded AJ Brown. Like, Vrabel didn't want him to be traded, and the GM traded him anyways, and that pretty much for me was the signal of the downfall of their offense. I mean, that and keep re-signing, keeping Tannehill. Like at some point, you got to realize Tannehill, he's a cool quarterback, but he's not going to get you to where you want to go in terms of goals. Like he's not going to get you a Super Bowl. That's just not what Tannehill's going to do for you. But they kept holding on to Tannehill forever. But yeah, I mean, for me, what signaled the end for Tennessee was when they traded. I mean, AJ Brown. I mean, it's to the Eagles' benefit, but it was to their detriment because they traded him, and then they got a first round pick, and then in turn they used the first round pick on the wide receiver from I forgot what school he went to the SEC, but I forgot what school he went to, and he just ain't been healthy since they drafted him. So yeah,
They took Trey Burks.
yeah, Traylon Burks ain't been healthy since they
Yeah,
drafted.
Traylon Burks.
Like he's always missing games. I mean, he has made a couple impact in a couple games or whatever. But yeah, I mean the Eagles definitely won that trade. I mean there ain't no doubt about that. So, but
I think it was a situation of like I don't even know. Like that was stupidity as hell. Like what made him be like, you know what? I'm gonna take Traylon Burks and I'm gonna get him AJ Brown and I'm gonna win this trade. I would have if I was a GM, I wouldn't have took the trade. And especially with a dude that's saying he willing to adjust the number and bring it down to make it more convenient for you to get you to sign him. He just wanted like, something decent to stay home and you let him go and
I
got
mean
fired too.
to me, it wasn't so much the trade was AJ for the first round pick, and then they chose to take Burks. But what I found in that trade was just they didn't want to ante up with AJ Brown. The GM just didn't want to pay him. And so he didn't want to pay him. They didn't pay him. They traded him, got a first round pick, drafted Burks, I think what somewhere between 13 and 17. And this is
16, I
what you
think it
got.
was
Yeah.
16, 17,
And
something like
this
that.
is what you got. I mean, you could have just gave AJ the money. I mean, I don't think it would have made much difference. I mean, the offense would have been better, but it's not like they would have won a Super Bowl. They wouldn't have went to the Super Bowl or anything, but the team would have been better. But man, it's water under the bridge at this point. They just made a decision to trade him. It backfired, and now they are where they are. They were last in the AFC South, and I don't see them getting out that basement. To be honest, 'cause-
I mean, they did hire a nice little decent staff, but they got that staff got a lot of building to do, brother.
well,
A
that's the
whole lot of building.
I mean, you in a division with AJ Stroud with the Texans, AR with the Colts, T Law with the Jags. Like those are the quarterbacks, and those are young up and coming quarterbacks, all three of them. And that's what you got to go against. And your quarterback is Will Levis. And I ain't throwing no dirt on Will Levis's name. I don't really know what he is yet, but I do know what CJ
So,
Stroud and T Law is, and I'm pretty sure I know what AR is because I mean AR looked pretty good in the games that he played. He just got to stay healthy. So, but I mean, good
do
luck
you
to
think
him though.
are they gonna stay with Will Levis moving forward,
They,
or is he gonna get like a 1 year, and if you don't make it, we gonna go back in the draft type deal,
I mean, he only
or do you think they
they
go in the draft this year?
I don't think they can. They just drafted two quarterbacks in back to back drafts. Like they drafted him in the second, and then they drafted
And Malik, right?
and Malik in what the third or the fourth round the year before. So it's
Yeah,
not. I mean, I don't think it's a good idea to draft another quarterback in this draft. It'd be probably a better idea to just sign a veteran or something. That cut Tannehill, sign a veteran, and if Will Levis don't work out, then you got the veteran sitting behind him. That can always, I mean, pop in the game and try to win you a game or whatever. But I mean, they're in a tough spot. They're at 7, like, and they need a lot of things. Like they need defensive stuff, offensive stuff. I mean, so that is not going to be any quick rebuild for them unless the picks that they made last year and the picks that they make this year hit. Um, so I mean that might make a difference. But like the thing I say about the NFL all the time is the NFL is a year to year business. Just because you was bad just because you was bad in 2023 don't mean you're going to be bad in 2024. The Texans is a perfect example of that. The Colts are too. If you if the thing is like if you attack the draft and free agency right, and you'll be good. But if you don't, you're just digging yourself into a deeper hole.
yeah. I think them, Chicago, um, Carolina, Raiders, and I want to say it's another team out there. They gotta execute very very carefully in this free agency and make some pivotal plays, some trades. They gonna have to because they got a lot of rebuilding to do, man. Them teams ain't looking all that good. Like people was telling me like I was crazy, Jamie. They like, oh, the Raiders got a good team put together. I'm like, bro, outside of Devontae Adams, if Josh Jacobs isn't successfully running the ball, what do they have?
Well, I mean, they got the tight end that they drafted, Mayer from I think it's from Notre Dame. They got him. They got Jacoby. I mean, the Raiders got some pieces.
Kobe decent, but
Well, I mean, he's good as long as they got Devontae Adams. He's going to be just fine. Like he's a good number two. I mean, they might need to get a third wide receiver. I mean, like the offensive line actually was pretty stabilized from the previous year to last year. The defense surprised me though. I didn't think their defense was going to be as good as it was, especially when Pierce took over as a coach. The defense, I didn't expect the defense to be that good at all. But it's actually better than I thought it was. But yeah, they're gonna have to get a quarterback and they're gonna have to get a running back because Jacobs is I don't think he's coming back, and I don't think they're gonna franchise him again because I think a lot of these running backs that they franchised last year from Saquon to him, and then I think the kid in the kid with the Chargers. I don't think they're going to be franchising these guys for a second year in a
hold on,
row.
didn't Saquon not get franchised?
No, he
Didn't he
got
sign a
franchised.
contract?
No, he got franchised. He didn't want to sign it, and then they gave him like an altered 1 year
They gave him the
deal.
1 year deal.
Yeah, I mean they did
Yeah.
the same thing for the kid at the kid with the Raiders and Eckler with the Chargers. They did the same thing for all three of them guys. Like they gave him a 1 year deal with a little bit more. But the chances are like they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna franchise all those guys again, especially with the Chargers. The
Well,
Chargers
it's
having
said
all
the
the
Giants are saying they gonna franchise Saquon. That's crazy.
no, and I read something that said that they weren't gonna franchise him.
I seen something like Friday. I look it up. They said they was gonna franchise him. It
Uh,
was they were like I guess they was in talks and they were saying like I guess to franchise him to keep the talks going so they don't lose him.
well, I mean, when I seen something on Wednesday, Thursday saying that they were just gonna let him test free agency, and I just assume they're gonna let that. I mean, Eckler with the Chargers, like I definitely seeing Harbaugh do that because I mean Eckler is not Harbaugh's kind of running back. Like Harbaugh looking for those big guys that can run between the tackles, and that's just not Eckler at all. So I don't think they're gonna resign him there. The kid with the Raiders, I don't know. Like he could get re-signed there. It just kind of depends on Pearson what he's looking to do. But I mean the Raiders could just easily just draft a guy like this. This draft has a lot of good running backs in it. So, but I mean, but I guess we'll see. I mean, like the franchise tag after the Super Bowl is like I think it's like the 24th. I mean, so it's essentially almost 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. So you'll find out then who's getting franchised and I mean who's not. So, but yeah, I mean,
Okay, so the dude that reported it the first time, I didn't see he re-reported on it and said that after further negotiations, the Giants aren't expected to franchise Saquon. So at first they were. I guess they
yeah.
got into the contracts. He like, look, if you franchise me, I'm not signing that. Woo woo woo.
Well, if they
And they said,
franchise,
all
they
right,
got to
well.
give them like 20% more than what the franchise tag is because they franchised them last year. So it's like
But then he
I mean,
signed the deal. So don't the franchise go away if you sign a deal? Or
nah,
does it
because
still
I think
count?
it's think it still counts. So they're gonna be franchising for a second time. So you got to give them a 20% increase on whatever the franchise tag for running backs is. And at that point, it doesn't make sense. If you do that again, let's say he signs it and he plays like he did last year. After that, he a free agent. So I mean, at this point, I don't know. Like I would just try to franchise him and just try to trade him or something, or try to do something where tell us where you want to go and we'll try to work out a deal. Because I could see him going to the Chargers because that's the kind of running back that I mean Harbaugh wants. So I mean I could see Harbaugh signing Saquon and then them drafting someone like Braylon Allen or someone like that, like one of those bigger college running backs. Because I mean Harbaugh's system, he's going to need about 2 or 3 running backs for that system because he will run you into the ground.
What about the Bears?
So who?
Bears.
The as far as running backs, I think the Bears they got 3 running backs. They got the kid out of Texas that they drafted. Um, I'm not sure if Foreman will only sign a 1-year deal, but they had Foreman last year, and then they have Herbert. So if Foreman goes somewhere else, they can always just draft someone else. I mean, they have 2 young running backs on the team already. So I think his name is Roshan Johnson. I think is his name. And I
I
mean
think that
Roshan.
offense would be crazy if you add Saquon though. You add Saquon, somehow get Marvin Harrison Jr. with DJ Moore and Justin Fields.
But I read something that they're gonna take. I read something this morning that like they're gonna take Caleb number 1. That's what I was reading. So I mean, at this point, like this is what everybody call lion season, man. You don't know what the Bears run this whole draft, and like whatever they do, it's gonna determine how this draft goes. So it's just too early to tell. Like I don't know. Like I've seen people that say Caleb is gonna be like Patrick Mahomes. I've seen other people say he's not. So it's just kind of got to wait till the combine, the pro days to see kind of what he does. So, but
I
free
think
agency.
they playing the game, bro, because we
Yo,
heard last year DJ Stroud. What's up, kicker?
And what's going on, kicker?
Remember we heard that last year, like they was gonna take CJ
what's
Stroud,
up? What's up?
they
What's
was
up?
gonna
What's
take
up,
Bryce
J-Rip?
Young, and then all of a sudden they don't got the number 1 pick.
I mean, but they traded the
What's
number
good?
Who
1
you
pick
talking
We
last
about?
just
year.
we just doing a little talking.
The
We talking
Bears.
about the Bears. I'm saying before they traded it though, J Man, you can go back and find on too. There was talks of them taking a quarterback number 1, and they were gonna move off of Justin Fields. Then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. They out of there.
Well, yeah, because the
I can see him
Panthers
doing it
gave him.
again.
Well, the Panthers gave him a crazy ass offer. That's why they gave him what they swapped first, gave him DJ Moore, gave him the first round pick this year. I think they gave him the second round pick last year, and I think they get a third from them this year. So that was a lot to turn down. In retrospect, they probably should have just drafted CJ. But if they had the number 1 pick, they were going to draft Bryce. So like I seriously doubt that they were going to draft CJ over Bryce going into like the draft talks last year. I seriously doubt it. So, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they got the number one pick. They got to decide what they want to do, and whatever they do is going to determine the like. If they draft Marvin Harrison, then I assume Caleb goes 2, and then it's up to the Patriots what they want to do. Do they want to draft May or Daniels, or do they want to trade back and draft attack? Like, I mean, everything really depends. Or like let's say the Bears draft Joe Alt, and that completely changes up the draft too. Because now you still got Harrison, you still got Caleb on the board. So, yeah.
I heard a Bears fan saying they're gonna take Marvin Harrison 1, then they're gonna take the 9th pick, the 3rd overall, and something else in their first next year and trade back up. I was like, damn, y'all trying to get Marvin Harrison that bad? Like, yeah, dog,
Yeah,
we got
but
to
to
get an
do it,
offensive tackle. We got to get an offensive tackle.
yeah, but to trade
They
back up to 3, they would have to trade with us. And to trade from 9 to 3, bro, that's a lot of capital.
No,
Because you'd have to
they just said trade back up to get Joe Alt. So I guess wherever they thought Joe was gonna go, they saying taking Marvin Harrison 1, and then taking their 9th pick and trading back up to get Joe.
you would probably only have to trade up maybe to 6 or 7 to get Joe Alt. I mean, the Giants might draft Joe Alt, but I'm not sure. I mean, because if Neighbors is on the board, I think the Giants are going to draft Neighbors though, because like they got this thing for like LSU, like wide receivers or whatever.
You think they're gonna ride it out with Daniel Jones?
I mean, what are they supposed to do? I mean, like, let's say Caleb, Drake May, and Jake and Daniels are gone. I mean, they're not going to draft Penix at 6. They're not going to draft any other quarterback. You could just wait to draft another quarterback later in the draft if that's how you feel. But if Jaden Daniels is
I ain't
there
gonna
at
lie, I'm
6,
drafting Penix at 6. I ain't playing no games with you.
nah, that's way too early. I mean, like you could trade back. Like you don't have to draft him at 6. You could trade back. You could trade back to the teams to get him. Maybe even further back than that. Because once you get past about 12, 13, I don't know a lot of teams is going to be wanting to draft a quarterback after that. So
why y'all think Penix going so late though?
I just don't think you need to draft him at 6. I just think there's so many other players on the board that's going to get drafted chosen before him. You don't have to taking him at 6 just a waste in draft capital. I mean, you could trade back to 10, 11, 12 and get and take him there.
So you don't think the combine and none of that can push him up?
I think
farther than that, where he's more priority.
So I think Penix's problem is like he's going to be better like when he's got his own, like his pro day is going to be crazy because he's going to be throwing to his guys that he's used to throwing to. And that's why I think at the Senior Bowl he didn't have such a good Senior Bowl, which I wasn't surprised by, because like he was throwing to guys that he's never thrown to before. And I don't think that's his strength. Like his strength is once he gets into a program or team, he'll practice with his guys and he'll get used to those guys, and then he'll start throwing dots to those guys. So I mean, I'm not so sure how good his combine throwing going to be, but I know his pro day going to be on point though.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But I mean,
if
like,
I need a quarterback bad enough, I don't care where I'm at. I might have to just do what I got to do.
Yeah, but it's all about you. I get what you're saying, but it's like if I know there's no threat of him getting taken until 10, like why would I draft you at 6? I might as well just trade back to 10 and take you at 10, and so I can if I trade from 6 to 10, I might be able to get an additional second round pick in this draft or a second and a third in this draft, so I could draft other players. I mean, so I can have more picks. Because like say you
end up like the Eagles. You end up like the Eagles, trade back, and then somebody trade in front of you one pick and take the player you was gonna take.
I mean, but you got to know the board too. Like you gotta gain intel of what these other teams want. Like, like I mean, the Bears at 9, I don't think they're gonna draft Penix. I think they're gonna draft the best available player. The Jets are at 10. I think they're drafting a tackle. If not a tackle, it's gonna be Bowers if he's there. The Vikings, that's what I'm saying. Like that number 11, the Vikings might take him, but there's rumors that the Vikings want to trade up to 3 to take Daniels. So. Or like Drake May. So there's those rumors too. So
Look,
I mean, like
we got Devontae Smith, man. We had to move 3 times mid to get back in position because we started hearing the board that somebody's finna trade up to 9. Oh no, somebody's gonna trade up to 10. So then we ended up trading to 10 to take him because like we traded. Okay, we ended up trading with the Dolphins. We ended up at 6. Then we traded back again. We ended up at 11 or 12. and then we heard somebody that's going to trade up to 10. We end up having to get the 10 earlier. Man, we had to trade so much. Jordan Davis, we had to trade up. Like, that's what I'm
Yeah, I mean,
saying. Like, you end up trading back, and then you hear the rumors that teams are trying to trade up in front of you. Now you got to go spend an extra dollar. And you could have just took that man at 6 and save you some heartache.
yeah, but that's why people do that though. People do that so you trade up and you give up your assets. Like a prime example last year was Christian Gonzalez. Like we were sitting at what 14, 15, and Christian was on the board. Bill Belichick had enough intel to know that the Jets weren't taking him and the Steelers weren't taking him. So we traded 3 spots back with the Steelers. Steelers moved to 17. They moved up to 14, and they still got the guy they wanted, and they got an additional pick out of it. So I mean that's like I mean like we don't work for the team, so we don't have the kind of intel that they have on the other team. So like you've got to have that kind of intel to kind of know if you can trade back or not, or do you have to trade up or not.
What's good, kicker?
Nothing, bro. My bad. I had to download the app again. I like the app better than like the Twitter joint.
Yeah.
Cause like every time I kept trying text and shit, it just kept like logging me out. And then I had to go back and log out there the space I was in because I kept hearing niggas talk. I'm like, the fuck? I'm good now though.
Nah, man, we were just talking about teams and what they might have to do in this upcoming draft situation.
I know what my
Uh,
team need to do. We need an offensive. We need to do. I'm going with wide receiver or attack or something. We need some type of spot.
yeah, man. Do you want so you said you want your team to bring in a
Yeah, I want another wide receiver or a
I don't know
tackle.
which wide receiver you looking at?
Keon Coleman.
See, I've been hearing
Mr. Dropskis.
like you went like I heard y'all say it. I've heard Bills fan like I don't know.
Hold
I'm
on,
not.
hold on. Hey, J Man, he got a drop problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bad.
and
Oh,
you ain't
never
watched
mind,
Las
never
Vegas.
mind. Give me the light next week when we do another show. I'll let y'all know. I gotta do some what's the name.
Yeah, I mean
Mm.
he does
I ain't
he
gonna
does.
lie. I don't want no nigga that be dropping passes for all that. Give me Nelson Aguilar back. Fuck that.
I mean he probably gonna come back there anyways on a cheap deal anyways. I mean he had a pretty good season, so
Yeah, man. Hey,
but
yeah.
yeah, like
Keon is Mr. Dropskis, man.
yeah, I mean because I heard the Bills like the Bills want like the Bills fans like I mean like Whittle and the rest of them like they either want Keon Coleman or the kid out of Oregon. The hell's his name?
Troy Franklin.
Franklin. Yeah,
Troy
yeah.
Franklin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean like
Yeah, he not bad.
that's not who they say they want.
It's a dream of mine, but I know it's impossible for me to get him.
Like, why is it impossible? I mean, like you draft in front, you draft in front of the Bills and in front of the Ravens.
Because I don't think my team will take a wide receiver at 22. I think they're gonna take some bullshit. To be honest with you, I think we're gonna take something like an offensive lineman or something. To be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, you could take an offensive lineman. Like that's the thing about this draft. Like, I mean, this draft. I mean, you can take an offensive lineman in the second or third round. Like, it's pretty deep at that position.
Nah,
I
no. I know. Mick, I'm here with you. I know what you could do in this draft and really make some. Cause we got 2 second round picks. We got 50 and 54. Like you can make something pop. But
I
I
mean,
know my team sometimes they do the safe pick shit, and then that's how we gonna end up with some bullshit next year. They gonna end up getting some offensive tackle, defensive tackle, just to be safe because we build in the trenches.
I get that, but this is the kind of draft. Like, no, like the funny thing is, like, if you've been paying attention to these drafts over the last 5, 10 years, most of these drafts, it'd be like you got about 3, 4 like tackles, right? And then there's like a canyon like from tier 1 tackles to tier 2 tackles. But this year, not like that. This year, you got your tier 1, like you got Fashano, you got all this right now is the number 1 tackle that's probably gonna get taken. And Fashano's the next one. And then on the next tier, like you got about 4 guys on the next tier. You got the kid out of Oregon State. I think his name is Fuagu or Fuaga or something like that. You got him.
Yeah, his name's like close to Fashanu, but it's like
Yeah.
Faraga.
Yeah, so you got him, and you got 3 other guys that I just can't remember their names on top of my head right now. There's 3 other guys, and then on the third tier, like you got guys like Patrick Paul out of Houston, and you got the kid out of Duke, Barton. Like, there's a lot of tackles that are going to be. I mean, now granted, they all ain't going to be left tackles, so I can't guarantee nobody if you're going to draft tackle in the second round. Like that might be your right tackle. It's probably not going to be your left, but there's a lot of quality tackles, and there's even tackles that you could take that need kind of like a development. Like there's a couple tackles, like there's one tackle out of Howard, like he's like I think it's like 6'5", 350. Like he's he went to HBCU, so like he just needs like a little bit of development. But I
Yeah,
mean, like
James
he's a good
Morgan,
yeah. So I mean, he's a guy that you take depending on
Tyler Guyton. Ain't it Tyler Guyton?
Tyler Guyton's out of Oklahoma, I believe. He's
But
to
he's a
me, he's
tackle
like a
too,
late
right?
yeah, he's a tackle. He's like a late first, early second round pick to me.
No, I'm just going that I'm trying to go on that second tier, third tier type guys that
Yeah.
you can still get later in the draft.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like honestly, like if I'm a team that I got a quarterback and like my line is pretty good, and I feel like I need a third wide receiver. I mean, then I might consider taking a wide receiver. Or maybe for y'all might consider taking a corner. Because at 20, you might be able to get the best corner. Well, the best corner that I've seen in mocks is the kid out of Alabama, Arnold. He's been going like top 15 in some of these mocks.
Him and Kool-Aid.
Yeah, but I mean, but you can still get like someone like Nate Wiggins or someone else like,
No,
you
I
know, like
won't. If I'm gonna get a cornerback first round, it got to be Mitchell Toledo.
yeah, he's trending around that 21st pick. I mean,
You said the cornerback from Toledo?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I like him.
Keon Mitchell or
Yeah, I hope if
Quinion.
y'all pass him, hopefully we can get him.
Quinion Mitchell, Quinion. I think that's what it is.
So I mean, but after the Senior Bowl, like his stock was like super high.
Yeah,
So
we had a formal visit with him.
So
I
you
mean, I
know
don't
all he
blame.
need, all he
Yeah,
need is a good combine. Pro day, he might go top 15, probably.
yeah. I mean, he already had a good Senior Bowl last week. I mean, like people knew about him, but they didn't really know about him, and then they seen him locking up people in practice, and then his stock was rising. Been rising ever since last week. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily, I don't. Corner's not a primary need for my team, so I don't. I mean, we drafted a corner first round last year, so we don't really. I mean, we'll probably take one in the 5th or the 6th, but I mean, there's a couple good corners in this draft. There's some good safeties in this draft. There's some good edges and D tackles in this draft. I mean, the one thing to me is like the linebackers is kind of slim pickings, but I mean, you just got to find yourself a diamond in the rough. That's all.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting because like the draft is deep, but I know it's a couple players that we all know should be second rounders, and we're gonna watch them go first round picks.
Yeah, that's just. I
Every
mean,
year it's like
that's
that.
how draft goes, man. Like people reach, man. It is something that you got to account for, and you just got to hope that whoever they
Who you
reaching for,
think
not
out of y'all both? J Mick, I don't know how far Kicker is into his analysis of draft because he just not ending the playoffs. Who you see somebody possibly reaching on out there?
I mean, to be honest with you, I can't tell yet because I'm still like trying to get it. You know what I mean? I've been looking at certain stuff, but like I still gotta go back to see who drafted. Like I know it's what the Bears, then the Redskins. I don't even know who number 3. Who number 3? Y'all, J Mick?
Mick,
yeah,
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 Mick.
it's Patriots. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So it's like after them 3 pick because like I said, it can go either way. Like we know how the draft is. Like we don't know. Like we don't know what the Bears gonna do. You feel me? They might trade out, or they might go ahead and say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna select the attack." You know what I mean? Anything, but man, I don't know yet, man. I just know it's gonna be some crazy type of move, though. I just gotta see what team. You know what I mean? But I could see like, dang, I don't know. I'm at to come back to that one, bro.
I mean, to me, the biggest reach is going to be at quarterback. I think JJ McCarthy going to be the biggest reach because they got him as a first round talent, and I like he to
Yeah,
me he
that's
didn't throw
wild.
he didn't throw enough at Michigan for me to be having him. And like I've seen mocks where he goes top 15. And for a guy like I get it, like he's like he can run, like he's got foot speed and agility or whatever. And I mean, I mean, like his arm is pretty lively, but I'm not taking him top 15 though.
I think the biggest reach is probably gonna be I think quarterback too, Mick, but I think it's gonna be Bo Nix. I think somebody gonna jump, take him earlier than we see. I can see him somehow getting into that top 15, top 17 range and getting picked. and I don't think he
It,
a first round talent
shit, it
in
might
my
be like
opinion.
five. It might be like five quarterbacks taken in the first round this year. Man, I don't know.
I
Or
mean,
or or or, or however it's going to be. I feel like even like a top one of them top available quarterbacks probably going to fall like even to the second round. It's going to be something kind of crazy. You feel me? Just gotta see
I
how them
mean,
first three.
yeah, I mean, I think the thing about Bo Nix was he had such a bad Senior Bowl that his stock from last week didn't rise up. It kind of went. It kind of either stayed stagnant or it went down. So I think depending on how he does at the combine is going to really dependent. It's going to depend on where he goes in the draft. Like if he has a good combine, then he might be able to go first round. But if his combine is just average, then I think he's going to be a second round pick.
Hey, I don't know if that's Deuce, but if it is, shout out Deuce. He said, "Is the depth at the tackle position the reason why a tight end, linebacker, or running back becomes a reach in this draft?"
I mean, it's like I think tight end is not a particularly deep in it. I think the tight end position was a lot deeper last year. With a Kincaid and like like Laporta and like a whole bunch of other guys, like one of the guys out of Green Bay and the guy Mayer out of the Raiders. I just think tight ends is pretty much Brock Bowers and to Tavion Sanders out of Texas. I think after you get them to after you get to those two guys, the tight end position is kind of like it's not that great. And I think it's the same thing for a linebacker. I don't think that the tackle position is making I just think the tight end and the linebacker position aren't that deep. And so maybe because it's not that deep, maybe Deuce is right. I mean, maybe people might reach because they know, hey, there's not a lot of tight ends and there's not a lot of linebackers that are high quality in this draft, so they might reach for those guys. Running back, I don't think so because running back is, I don't want to say it's deep, but there's a lot of good guys that you could draft at that position. So, but I mean, there is some, what Deuce is saying is kind of valid though. Like people might reach for the tight end and the linebacker position because it's just not that deep this year.
I can see us taking a linebacker first round. I mean, I don't think we will, but I can see us reaching. I can see us
I
jumping
feel
and taking like
like I
Trotter because
said,
of his name.
but like I said, like the first top three picks, like they possibly could all be looking at quarterbacks. You feel me? Like even a tackle. So I feel like it's definitely a lot of tackles that's gonna get drafted in the first round. Like tight end, I ain't really hear like no. Well, Brock Bowers, he probably be like the tight end, but he probably be late. I don't think he gonna be like a top, maybe like top 25, probably late. But then again, I don't know. I mean, it all depends. Like, who knows? Somebody might reach for him. Like, for instance, like I could see like the Bengals like when the Bengals drafting, like what, 10th or something like that.
Nah, I think they're like 17.
Oh, 17. Like I
Yeah.
could see them like they in need for a tight end. But like linebackers, I mean, Eagles too, but like running back, I could see like maybe a team late getting a running back. But like I said, it ain't it's a lot of running backs out there, but it ain't too many that's like first round worthy. So I could definitely see like a lot of tight ends going like high in the second round. A lot of them going in the second round. A couple wide receivers definitely gonna be taken. So
Who
I
you
don't
And
who you
know.
said you think might reach?
he said Brock might go to the Bengals. My only
They
thing is with
18. I mean, they 18. They kind of
yeah,
late.
I mean my only thing with Harbaugh going to the Chargers, like he does value tight ends and running backs. So
I can see
there's a
Brock
great
Bowers going 11.
yeah. I
You
mean
know what?
Minnesota.
Yeah.
the Chargers
Yeah.
though. I can see the Chargers trading back and then drafting Brock at like anywhere from like 8 to 10.
I think they're gonna take. I think they're gonna take a. I don't think they're gonna take a
It's,
receiver.
it's kind of hard, like because you got to understand, like Jim Harbaugh is gonna and
DJ
Roman,
Tuck.
yeah, and I mean like Roman the OC. So you got to just like the thing about Roman is like I don't like Roman. Like people forget though, like he was the coach at Stanford with like Aaron Luck and all that. I'm Andrew Luck. My bad on that. So he did coach Andrew Luck at Stanford. So people got to also keep that in mind that Roman, his system is just not. It's not one thing. Like I think he tries to structure to the personnel that he has. So and I just like for me, I think Harbaugh's either going to take a wide receiver or he's going to take a tight end with that first pick because they got Herbert. They don't need a quarterback. Their line is not bad. And I heard Chargers fans want JPJ, the center out of Oregon. But taking him at 5 is way too high. And the problem is I think he's gonna go first round, so they might miss out on him unless they trade all the way back to like into the late teens to only try to get JPJ. So
Hey, I think I know where Michael Penix going. I'm looking at the board. I think he go 8 or 13.
so 8 is the Falcons, and who's 13?
Raiders.
Yeah, it's possible. The funny thing about Penix is a lot of people don't even know that Penix is from Tampa Bay. So I wonder if when Tampa Bay picks, if he's still there, will they draft him? Because that's his hometown and all that. So
Dang, I hope he don't fall. That's a long fall, boy. That's a long fall.
but I mean,
That's
like personally,
26.
like I wouldn't mind it though, because if he goes to Tampa Bay, he's got a good supporting cast. Like it's not like he's going to one of these top 10 teams where they need a lot of different stuff. Like, if he was to go to the Patriots, like we need a lot of stuff. Like we just don't need a quarterback. We need wide receivers, we need tight ends, we need line help. So it's like defensively we're pretty good on that end. But I honestly like Michael Penn, like I was on that train all year for him. And so I wouldn't mind him going past 10 because that means he goes to a better team.
I think 8 is a good spot, man. I think Atlanta is like a nice spot for him to fall, man. That's like perfect.
And I think Atlanta, the only thing they need is like they need a quarterback, but they need some more wide receiver help too, though. Because like they got Pitts. I mean, Pitts, if they get the right OC in there, like I forgot, I think their OC's from the Rams. I think it's Zach Robinson or something like that.
Yeah, Zach Robinson. Yeah.
So it's gonna be the Shanahan offense that they're gonna be running. So Pitts should be more of a factor. But like Drake London, I was never sold on Drake London from the beginning. I mean, he's one of those bigger wide receivers. Doesn't have his speed ain't crazy, but he's one of the bigger wide receivers. I just think they need another receiver to pair with a Drake London, and maybe they get that in the second round, maybe. So
I mean, I think if you listen, you can get Penix at 8, and you can go in the free agency with some bread. Shit, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I go shoot my shot at T Higgins, or I mean, I probably wouldn't shoot at Mike because he probably hate the Falcons, but I'll definitely go shoot my shot at T and see if
I
I
mean,
could break him the bag.
you can hate whatever you want, but if someone throwing you the bad that you're trying to get. I mean, the thing about Mike is Mike got he got a Super Bowl already, so it's not like he's looking for a Super Bowl. He's looking for a bag. And he probably looking for a bag on a team that's a pretty good team. Like they don't got to be, like the Chiefs, but I don't think he want to take a bag from the Commanders either. Like I think he want to take a bag from a team that got a chance to win. So the Falcons, he could take a bag from them. He could take a bag from the Houston Texans. There's teams that's willing to pay him because
Mike to go to the Texans, man. You know what I'm saying? I heard some rumors
I mean
about him wanting to go back to the crib.
I mean he went to Texas A&M, man. I mean Houston. I mean Texas A&M not in Houston, but I don't think it's that far.
I think he from like Dallas or something, right? He from the area, right?
Yeah, but I think some of his family lives in Houston though. So I don't
Oh
know. And I
yeah,
mean,
I can see him. And look, that's the type of place. If you going home, you finna save you some bread because you get to stay at your own crib. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta travel. You ain't gotta send your family on travels to the home games. I mean, you might take a little shorter little deal. You know what I mean?
I mean that. And if I'm Mike Evans, I've been playing in Florida my whole career, and that Florida doesn't have any state income tax. So if
Right.
I'm gonna leave my team, I got to go to a team that got the same kind of situation, and that would be in Texas somewhere. So either Dallas or the Texans.
Yeah, I could see him going to the Texans. But if I was Atlanta, I'd be on the phone with T Higgins soon as free agency open.
Yeah, I just don't see how the Bengals don't franchise him. I don't see that. I've been saying that all season. I'm not saying that he gonna sign the franchise tag, but if I'm them, I franchise him and I try
Somebody
to.
explained it though, J man. Like I think if they franchise tag it, like they money situation, they won't be able to like pay Jamar. Like they would have to like
Yeah, but they don't got to
adjust.
pay Jamar this year though. Like I mean, like Jamar not in the last year of his deal either though. So I mean, they could
I
franchise
thought he,
old
I
boy.
thought, I thought he was up for his contract this year.
Nah, he's only going into his 4th year. He was drafted in the first round, so he got a
Oh
fourth
yeah,
year, and then they
you
got
don't
the.
want to wait for that 5th year option though.
No, I'm
You
not saying
want
they
to
should
pay him.
wait. I'm not saying they should wait, but what I think they should do, they should franchise. The problem is,
You
you
gonna
wait
let the price
too long.
keep going up on Jamar Chase though?
Was the problem is if I'm Jamar, I'm waiting until Jettas get paid. To be honest with you, I want to see what Jettis get paid first. I don't think Jamar gonna get paid as much as Jettis. I think it's gonna be in the same ballpark. But like if I'm Chase, I just wait. I'm waiting for Jettis, and I
He
want to see
said
what
he wanted to get the deal. I think I seen him last year saying like as soon as it was an opportunity, he's willing to get the deal done. But
who
I
Chase.
don't know, man. Yeah, Chase. He said he was ready to get the deal done.
I mean, they're gonna resign Chase, man. I don't see them not doing that. I'm
I
just
don't.
saying.
The only reason I see the franchise tag not working for me, J Mick, is if any way that franchise tag interferes with Jamar Chase money, he not getting it.
I mean, I don't think it will because the player also got to sign the tag. You don't got to pay the player until the player signs the tag. I mean, all I'm saying is you tag the player and you ask him, do you want to stay here or do you want to get traded? And then for me, the player, like I ask him, where do you want to go? And then once he tells me where he wants to go, then I contact the team and like, look, man, like we're trying to trade T. Higgins. You give me like a second round pick or something like that, or like maybe maybe one of the better teams give me a late first round pick for him. And I don't think that's too much to ask. Because
I
I mean,
want to see
people
what the
call
price
him
of
like
that
the number one
franchise
wide
tag
receiver all the
is.
time.
I want to see what the price of this tag is.
But I mean, like the Bengals, they got the cap room. I seen somewhere they got a bunch of cap, so they could fit his franchise tag. I mean, under their cap.
Hold on, I want to see how much it is. I know it's probably crazy.
I mean, I can look at over the cap.
22.
I mean, that's
You gonna franchise him for 22 when you don't even want to pay him 22?
Well, we don't really know what they want to pay him. Honestly,
But you trying to? They probably trying to play Jamar Chase between 25 and 27.
So
Maybe 29ish area. I don't know if they're gonna pay T. Higgins 22.
yeah, but I just looked at I mean, what I did was I just looked at Spot Track. The Bengals have $61 million in cap space.
And you finna give up 40 of it to receivers this year?
Yeah, but if you extend Jamar Chase, he don't that $20 million cap.
Next year.
No, yeah, if you give him an extension, it's not even next year, it's after his 5th-year option. So you're not paying him that money for 2 more years. Like, like the 25 million you give to 25, 30 million you give to Chase. That's what I'm saying. Like you could franchise you could literally franchise T. Higgins for this year, try to run it back and see if you can win a Super Bowl. And then if you don't, then you just let him go next year. And I mean, like Chase,
you better off paying Jamar Chase, bro.
Well, yeah, you could give Jamar Chase an extension, but that extension wouldn't.
I'm saying his 5th-year option is crazy.
Yeah, I mean his 5th-year option probably like 25 million. So I mean,
yeah, it's 23.6.
Yeah, so like that wouldn't even kick into the next year. That's what I'm saying. Like the franchise tag is only for this year coming up. Jamar not going into his 5th year this year. Going into
Jamar. That was Jamar Chase's 5th year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is this year coming up in 2024, he's going to be on his 4th year. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you franchise Higgins this year, like I mean Jamar not making 20-something million this year.
Well, we already put out a report. Devontae Smith will be paid in season though, but he will be paid this year.
Yeah, I mean, so I just looked it up. Jamar Chase's cap hit for 2024 is 9.8 million. So,
okay. But that's what I'm saying. Pay him now. He play on the 9 million, and then next year his deal kick in. Then you in the good.
Nah, his deal won't kick in until after the 5th-year option because
don't even take the 5th year. Leave the 5th year off the deal. Go ahead and pay him. Go ahead and pay him now.
I would definitely take the 5th year because the 5th year is going to be a lot cheaper than paying him the money he want to get paid once the extension start kicking in. It's not going to go 25, 30 million. That's why
it ain't 30. It definitely ain't 30.
Nah, yeah. I mean, you do these extensions and then you what you do is like you accept the 5th-year option, you extend them, and then it goes, like that contract will start in 2026, the year after the 5th-year option. That's why I said you could franchise T this year. You franchise T for 25. Jamar Chase cap is only 9. So you only got about 30-something million in cap taken by your wide receiver.
Who they got to bring back? Who they got to sign? Who they got coming up free agent?
I would let Boyd go and I'll just draft somebody else in the later rounds. Like Boyd to me is not. Boyd. You might be able to sign Boyd for $4 or $5 million. Boyd is not. I'm not that high on Boyd like that. So, for me, it's not that serious It's not that serious for me to keep him. So, and you could
then
just let
who you lose. Do you lose T Higgins next year anyways though?
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like you might lose T, but what I'm saying is you franchise him, you run it back, you try to get a Super Bowl next year, and if you don't get it, then you just let him go. I mean, the whole point is to try to get a Super Bowl. Like like you're trying to give it one more run at the Super Bowl. Excuse me. And I mean, like that. That's like the whole point. So, but I
Huh?
mean, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with them.
It depends, man. You know, teams make draft decisions. But we know what y'all been here before, man. We just, we gonna get into it now, man. Super Bowl 58 is tomorrow. 49ers versus Chiefs. 49ers favored by 1.5. The over under is 47.5. Man, two teams I don't want to see win the Super Bowl, but J Mick, it's on you, brother.
This is a hard game to call. I ain't gonna lie, man. Because I got my heartstrings in different places, man. I mean, I've been telling people for 2 weeks, man. Like, for me as a Patriot fan, my team is the last team to repeat, right? To go back to back. In a selfish kind of way, I don't. I want my team to be every time they say that stat of who the last team to go back to back. I prefer it to be my team. Like that's just kind of the selfish person in me. Like that's what I want to see, which means that would mean that the 49ers would win. In turn, would mean that they would be tied with us and the Steelers with the most Super Bowl, victories. So I'm between a rock and a hard place. But like if I take my Patriot hat off and I put my football hat on to be non-biased. Um, I just think that the Chiefs, like, I get it. They have in this game. You look at the rosters; they have the better quarterback. I get that, but everywhere else on offense, besides the centers and the guards, the 49ers have a better offense. Like everywhere. Like I guess tight end, you could say it's a push because Kittle and Kelsey are kind of like a push, but like the Niners running backs are better. Their wide receivers are better. They have the better left tackle. Um, I guess you could say they got the better fullback. I mean, look at the OCs, Shanahan and Andy Reid. I mean, they're both really good OCs. And then you go to the defense. To me, the Chiefs have more of an advantage in their secondary. Like their secondary is better than the Niners secondary. From corner to safety, it's just better. I mean, they have one of the best secondaries in the league. And so when I look at all that, and then I look at the Niners, to me, Warner and Greenlaw are slightly better than Bolton and the guys that the Chiefs have. That's slightly. I wouldn't say it's day and night better, but slightly. Um, and I feel like Chris Jones is probably the best defensive lineman in this game. I mean, like I get Bosa's on the edge. I mean, Bosa's really good. I mean, he can rush the passer, but there are ways that I've seen Bosa been neutralized. To say all that, I'm gonna go Niners with the 1.5. It's pretty much you bet now. You pretty much just bet the money line. So but I'll take them 1.5. As long as long as Brock Purdy doesn't turn over the ball, I think they should be able to grind out a win, especially with McCaffrey. Like I think McCaffrey will end up being the MVP of this game if the Niners win. And that's the way I see it. But either way, yeah. I mean, if the Chiefs win, I ain't gonna love it. If the Niners win, I ain't gonna love it. But I mean, it is what it is.
Kicker.
Yeah, I'm over here going through it, yo. I like the 49ers. I definitely like the 49ers minus 1.5. Um, but like I said, it's hard to go against Pat, but I just feel like the couple losses that the 49ers had this regular season, I think they learned from it. And I mean, they was down big against the Lions in the 49, the NFC Championship game. And I mean, they came back, like they didn't panic like we did. You saw what happened with us. And I just feel like if we would have played our ball game, we would have beat the Chiefs. I feel like the 49ers gonna play their ball game, and they got a lot of firepower over there. You know what I mean? Debo, C-Mac, you feel me? The tight end, Kittles. So give me the 49ers. I like the 49ers. I still feel like it'll be a close game, but I definitely like a -1.5.
Jesus, man. I've been going back and forth. I mean, damn, can I cheer for the Chiefs? They beat me last year. Then it's like, can I cheer for the 49ers because they got beef with me? It's all right. I gotta take the eagle hat off. All right. If I look at it clearly, right, I'm just gonna be real. Like, it's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes, man. It's just hard. It's at any point in the Super Bowl, like another guy other than Tom Brady that I would have not bet against in the Super Bowl. So damn, I don't know who to take, bro. I swear I don't. Give me Chiefs plus 1.5.
Damn, I mean,
I
you
don't
picking
know.
a team that beat you? That's crazy.
I mean, listen, bro. That's the reason I'm picking his ass. Cause last year, like, if you would have told me we was gonna lose by 3, and it was gonna be because James Bradbury got a holding penalty I would have been like, you crazy. But the 49ers, I mean, I'm not saying they can't win. I see a lot of ways they can win also, you know what I mean? But if I had to say it's gonna be on the at the end of the game, I gotta rely on Brock Purdy or Pat Mahomes. And you think I'm betting with Brock Purdy over Pat? I can't do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have took Tom Brady over. I don't know a lot of them. I wouldn't have took Peyton Manning over. I wouldn't have took Rex Grossman over Peyton Manning. Like, I just can't do it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna compare Brock Purdy to Rex Grossman. That shit kind of nasty. I ain't gonna
I'm
lie.
just
Like,
saying. I'm just saying the obviously least dominant quarterback to the more dominant quarterback. I'm just making it obvious. Like, it ain't
I
about
can
him
see
being
the.
Rex Grossman.
I
Just
mean,
the
I can
just
see
the
the Kelsey
clear
like.
gap between the two.
I mean, the thing is, Eli beat Tom Brady, and Tom Brady was a better quarterback. I mean, shit like that, it be happening like that, especially in the Super Bowl. Like,
I don't think the gap between Eli and Tom is the same gap between Pat and Brock.
I view Tom Brady as a much better quarterback than I'm Eli.
No, 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 no. I didn't say that. I just said like the gap. I don't. I think Eli was very manageable and serviceable for his time with the Giants. That I mean,
Yeah, I mean he was, but I think there's a definite gap between. I mean, Eli beat him twice. I'm gonna give Eli his credit for that. He did that, but at the end of the day, if I'm looking at quarterbacks, like Tom Brady is just a much better quarterback than Eli was. It is what it is. I'm just saying there are Super Bowl matchups where you have the better quarterback and the better quarterback don't win. Like it's. I mean, like you could look back to last year. I mean, like some people argue that Jalen Hurts had a better performance than I mean Patrick Mahomes, and I don't disagree with that. But he still lost. And I mean, like there were times that Tom Brady played in the Super Bowl and he didn't win, and he was the better quarterback. It happened 3 times. So that's why I say, like, to me, the reason why the Chiefs would win this game would not be because of Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be because of that defense. Like that defense been turned up in the playoffs. I mean, like either be the defense or those wide receivers have found ways to make catches from like MVS to Rasheed Rice, to Richie James, and I mean to all of them. Like they've not dropped the ball in the postseason. So if they do
yeah, I'm
that,
gonna say that dude MVS done turned the whole trigger, man. That man ain't dropped the pass since the playoffs kicked off.
man, I've been cashing on that boy. Like that boy, like, I've been cashing on that boy all postseason, boy. Like it be
Me
15,
too.
16 yards. I've been cashing, boy. Shit crazy.
I've been
So
look, and I've been taking his reception, just a complete clown. Just, you know what? Let's see if it worked. It's been hit.
and you've been a little greedy, I see.
What? I've been man. Let me see if these receptions gonna hit too, man. Come on, let me throw a little extra on here. He been hitting though. He been going in. I did take that Travis Kelsey touchdown last week.
Yeah, I mean, Travis been, and I think I said it in the second game when they played against the Bills. I said he hadn't scored a touchdown in a while. And I was like, yo, take him for the touchdown. And that boy cashed that week for me. So, but I mean, Kelsey done turned into somebody different because I didn't see this Kelsey during the regular season. I wish I would have because he killed my fantasy team. But yeah, he's turned into the old Kelsey that we all been seeing over the last couple of years in the playoffs. And I think with the week off, I think he has the capability to have another good week. So
Man, listen, I just don't know, man. I think them boys go to like I don't know. I won a lot of
Do
money with Gronk and Tom Brady, man.
do Elijah Mitchell be getting any time?
here and there. I mean, I know he scored I thought he scored a touchdown last week because I think they took McCaffrey out the game late, and then the last touchdown they scored was by
Cause look,
Elijah.
I'm thinking about just doing this 4 leg by itself. MVS for over 19.5 receiving, Debo over 16.5 rushing, Clyde Edwards over 6.5 rushing, and then Elijah Mitchell over 3.5 rushing.
Yeah, I mean, like Elijah Mitchell in that NFC Championship game, he had 4 carries for 7 yards and a touchdown. So
It's a Super Bowl, man. They got a ball out. They get that one carry. They better run for their life. I mean, that's
but the thing I
definitely
know
like a
about
hittable ticket.
yeah, I mean, the thing I know about the Super Bowl, like also is like like you gotta account for the unexpected guys to make plays, and the shit it happens every Super Bowl. Like dudes you're not expecting to score touchdowns, they end up scoring touchdowns. So
Oh yeah, AJ Mitt, you know the difference too? In those Super Bowls when y'all lost to Eli, it wasn't many people picking y'all to win either. You know what I mean? It was mostly y'all picked to win. It wasn't a lot of people picking against y'all to lose. Like it's a lot of people picking the 49ers.
no, actually, is most of the analysts on TV, they're all picking the Chiefs. Actually, like almost every
Well, from
single
what
one.
I see on my
Vegas,
end, it's just like
Vegas is on the Niners though. The betting public, like I don't want to say the public, but the betting sharks, they're on the Niners. But all the analysts on TV, they're picking the Chiefs. So, and I mean, you also got to think that the line. I believe the line opened up at 2.5. The line has dropped to 1.5. For me, one reason or not, maybe there's a lot of Chiefs like the big money on the Chiefs or whatever. But it just depends who you're looking at. Like I think people like me and you are picking the Niners, but I think a lot of the analysts just are like are on your logic. I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes, and until Patrick Mahomes shows me that someone can beat him, then I'm a ride with 15.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I when I'm looking at it, like listening to people just watching a little bit, like on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? I'm on YouTube. I see a lot of people like the Niners, man. It's just it's not odd because you always think a team that got that much talent can beat another team. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I
I
just think
mean,
it's gonna be a dog fight, bro.
I just think when you look at I think a lot of reason why the people picking the Niners is because I think the Niners roster is just overall better. They have they have literally the best roster in the NFL. So I mean, I had picked in my preseason picks, I had picked the Niners to get to the Super Bowl, and that's even before they made the trades that they made during the season. So I mean, to me, they had the best roster. Their quarterback needed to perform, and he did for the most part outside of 3 games. So I mean, both these teams are beatable. Like if the Niners come out and play like they've been playing the postseason, then they could be beat. And the Chiefs come out and play like they did in the regular season, they could be beat too. So you just gotta wait and see.
It's dang what? Ah, bruh, I haven't seen it. If this is crazy, if this is right, it could be wrong. They saying it's a 68% swing for the Niners.
What in terms of the money?
Yeah, as far as like, I guess they did Bet GMG and ESPN bets, and according to theirs, it's a 68% swing of people taking the Niners.
I'm not surprised, to be honest.
I didn't think it would be that. I didn't think it would be that swung. I thought it'd been like close to 55-45 type deal.
I mean, there's just a lot of people that believe in like the 49ers. It's just I get it though. Like I said, they got from their skill position players, from the wide receivers to the tight ends to the running backs. I mean, like they literally got arguably the best running back in the league. That's not really, you could argue that. Arguably the best tight end in the league. I mean, you could argue what your preference is between Kelsey and Kittle. And then they have Debo and Brandon Ayuk. Those are 2 really good wide receivers. And then on defense, they have Bosa. And like they got some Hargraves on the D line, and then and then they got Warner at the linebacker, Kinlaw at the linebacker, and then see for me, I think they're really missing their safety, like the kid that tore his ACL, like the kid that was All Pro the year before. And I
Oh
just think,
yeah, I know
what's
you
his
talk
name?
about.
Fuaga, whatever his name is. Is
Yeah,
it Fuaga?
Ufunga,
Yeah. That's
Ufunga.
it. Ufunga, yeah. I mean, I do think that they miss him covering up for like the missed coverages by the corners and all that. I won't say missed coverages, but like he can cover up a lot of things in that secondary, and I think they do miss him a little bit. But even saying that, they still made it back to the Super Bowl. I mean, like without him. So I mean that says a lot about their defense as well. So
Yeah, I do. Man, I just don't know, bro. It's a situation where I'm like, I don't really know what to really who to really bet on. Hey, happy birthday to Tina, man. Happy birthday to my son and my pops. All of their birthdays today, man. Happy birthday to them, man.
damn, all on the same day.
Yeah, man. I woke up this morning, I see Tina. I'm like, dang, it's her birthday, my son birthday, my dad birthday. And my dad old, bro. So like my son birthday today, but he's so old, he don't remember that.
Yeah, I was about to say that's how I felt yesterday, man. Like I ain't really. I mean, as you get older, man, like the birthdays be kind of like, be kind of like it's like I mean, like it's just like another year you getting older, pretty much. So.
Yeah, it's at that point now, man.
But I mean, when I was in my 20s, boy, I was getting turned up for my birthday. I was going on birthday trips and all that. But I really don't do that no more. So.
Hey, look, I remember breaking up in some unidentified rooms after a birthday. Hey, I got in here. Shit.
Yeah.
Where am I at? How did I get to a hotel room? What? I don't even remember
Drop your
renting a
shit.
room. We're off, gone. Man, hey,
Man,
look, man, but now I barely want to do anything for my birthday, man. I think last time I did something, Mick, was like 2019, I think.
yeah.
Like
I
really
mean,
did something, like not just like a cooking and having a nice little dinner and seeing a movie and chilling. You know what I mean? I mean like actually going out. I think 2019 I went and got an Airbnb for my birthday. I took my family to like the beach and shit. We hung out on the beach and grilled. And
that's
it was a bunch of us. It was like 20 people. That was the last time I did something. The COVID hit. I ain't cared to do no birthdays.
yeah. I mean, for me, it's a little tricky, man. The job I have, working in like the tax environment, like this is like prime time right now. So I mean, like last year, what I did was I waited and took a trip at the end of it was like April. I mean, so I took a trip to Africa or whatever last year. So I mean, I'm probably gonna do some kind of trip like once tax season over, and like once the weather, like once it's the spring. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I got
I
my
mean, like
look. I got my son one of them the big car Paw Patrol things. All the cars.
oh yeah,
Look, I put it together this morning. Hey, look, go do your thing. I'm gonna go get you some cupcakes, some ice cream. Shit. Hey, look, man. He he want to go to what's it called the next weekend, so I'm gonna take him to the little arcade up the street. It's a super big arcade, J Make, 2-story, everything you could do in that thing, and you pay like $35. If $35 you get 2 hours of playtime, unlimited. And if you can get like a group deal for like 150, and everybody get like an hour and a half for like 6 people or something like that. I'm gonna let them go in there and win some prizes and drink some beer while they run around and hang out.
yeah. I
They
mean,
got the little lounge for the parents down there. I'm gonna sit right in there.
yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, but yeah, I kind of can't wait for like the Super Bowl. I mean, whoever wins, man. I really don't care. Like, I don't care too much, but like, I'm really ready to get to the franchise tag period, free agency period, because I mean, all that's like back to back to back. Free agency, I think franchise tag is February 24th, or something like that, and then
27,
27th, and the combine is March 3rd through like the 5th or so, the 6th or something like that.
and the
And
13th.
yeah, and then you got the draft in April, so it's like back to back to back. And then I think after the draft, I think in May is when the schedule get released. So it's like that's the one good thing about the NFL. Like even though it's the off season, there's like there's still things that's going on that you can kind of keep in tune with, like I mean, football and all that. So
Yeah. Hey, look, my brother, Eagle fan, boy. When we got that news about Brazil, I called him. Like, hey, stop being lazy and go get a passport, brother. We finna slide. He talk about, man, you got a passport? Bro, I had my passport since 2004, brother. Get on your grind. Get you a passport. I got plenty of stamps in this passport, my bro. You need to
Yeah.
get on your. He talking about, man, I'm gonna have to get it quick. Yeah, go ahead and order it now. Get it set up
I mean,
so then we can start planning.
but you ain't got to get it quick. If you get it now, like, I mean, you'll get it in like 2 months time. I
Yeah,
mean,
just
shout out to
nah,
Mom
but
Duke.
I CJ Mick, but I know my brother though.
Oh,
He'll wait until July and then he'll try to get it and it'll come late. He be, oh man, I can't go. No, get it now. So when it's time to start booking stuff, you already got it. You ain't gotta
yeah.
none of that.
I mean, personally, like, I'm thankful. Growing up, like, I mean, my mother worked in travel, so like, I always had a passport, and I be feeling like you should always have a passport just in case you need to leave the country for some reason. Like, you trying to take a quick vacation, and you just, you trying to go to the Caribbean or something, you just have it. Like, you ain't gotta go through the hassle of trying to apply for it and do all of that and get it. So, but
Yeah, my mom didn't work in travel, but she had put me in this little like program, Mick. It was like a social studies program, like over the summer. And they had got sponsored by like this travel team or whatever that do social studies. They go all over the world. And when I got in, we wasn't doing the traveling, but then in 2003, they started planning one. And we went over that thing for like 2 months, man. Hung out. I went Australia, Amsterdam, France, Great Britain. Like we went and hung out. Like
yeah,
so it was expensive, but like I'm glad my mom was willing to be like, hey, I'm gonna let you do something I wasn't able to do. You know what I mean? So I was cool with that. I went twice. I went in 2004 and I went in 2007.
yeah. I mean, because I know, like, I think like when the news got released about y'all playing in Brazil, like the Friday, like the kickoff weekend on the Friday. Because I mean, like, yeah, I think I was in Gridiron Bullies at the time, and I mean, like, T. Smith was also an Eagle fan. He was like, "Yeah, man, like he's definitely sliding down." I don't blame y'all. Like, if I was a fan and my team was playing in Brazil, I would definitely slide down there.
Hey, did you see the new one? The one they doing in 2025?
Aren't they doing that in what? Like, was it like? It was
Madrid.
in Madrid, like Spain. But the thing is, like, I've flown through Spain before. I mean, Spain a good time, though, man.
I'm just saying the team that like if it's your team, would you be
Oh
trying
yeah,
to get
I
out there?
would definitely slide through to Spain, man. Ain't no doubt about it. Like
Kick
the
it,
only,
if it was your team, would you slide out there?
Hell yeah.
I mean, the only reason I didn't slide out to Germany this year because my team wasn't good, and I
I
ain't
was
trying to
supposed
slide to
yeah.
Germany when it's cold either, man. Like you ain't trying to slide to Germany when it's cold out there, man. Trust me. Like it's just like the north. I don't say it's just like the Northeast, but man, it be getting cold out there, man.
Yeah, man. I think for me, it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity, man. It ain't gonna be many opportunities I get to go see my team in Brazil. So I'm gonna try my best to capitalize on that one. It's gonna take away from me probably going to one of the games I want to go to. That's fine. Brazil is cool. I'm taking Brazil over any game at the crib because I can get to the link eight, 9 times a year. I can't get to Brazil but once. So
Yeah, I was gonna say for me, Brazil, it's not even the I don't think the flight's that expensive. It's just the amount of time that you got to be on that flight. I think it's like a 15, 16 hour flight.
yeah, I looked it up. I got it was a flight. It was only like what, like six something, six some
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, I mean the flights ain't bad. Like I said, the price ain't bad. It's just the amount of time that you got to be on one of them flights is kind of it's like a 15, 16 hour, situation. So
And it's probably what it probably ain't no straight shot either. You probably got to stop somewhere too, huh?
not unless you leaving out of like New York or I think Houston. I think those are the only places where you can get a straight shot, I think. So I mean, like I think if you I mean like anywhere else, like you're gonna like if you leave from Florida, you probably or where you're at, you probably got to fly down to Miami and leave out of Miami, and maybe you might have to
Oh
stop.
no, I'm gonna just drive to Miami.
I mean, you have to look it up though, man. But I mean, the
I
good thing
was
is,
looking it up. I didn't look into detail if I had a layover or not. I
I mean,
just
the
seen
good
it.
thing is the game on Friday. So I mean, like if you're going for the game, I mean, you could simply you could leave on like Monday, Tuesday. You get there like Tuesday, Wednesday, stay there till like Monday or something, then come back Monday. Because like you don't want to fly that long, only be there for like 3 days though. Like you got to at least be there for like 4 or 5 days.
I ain't gonna lie, Mick. I was looking in the Airbnbs, bro. I was looking at the prices like this would never happen in America ever. They had a 3-bedroom for like 6 days, bro, for like 4 and some change. After the tax, it was like 6 something. I'm like, what?
I mean, but it gotta be cheap though, because the people in Brazil, like Brazil, kind of like so. So I've been to other South American countries, right? So I've been to Colombia and I've been to Argentina and stuff, and it's just like Argentina is different because like people in Argentina got money, like it's a little different. But like Brazil, like I got friends that been in Brazil and they said like the food there cheap, like a lot of stuff there is cheap. And it's just like I wonder how much like the tickets for the game really gonna be, because it's like the people out there aren't exactly the rich of the rich. It's not like America or whatever, like United States. So
You
so
want
I'm
the
just
local
wondering
shit,
like
huh?
how much the
You
tickets
said
for
that. I heard you say that before, didn't I? You
yeah.
said that in Gridirons, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I said the same thing. Yeah, like
Yeah.
like buddies, like I ain't never been to Brazil, but I got buddies that been there. And then I heard the stories about like how stuff is cheap. I mean, like the nightlife is great and all that. And so, yeah, I mean, I mean, I don't
So you
think,
think that I think the ticket price is gonna be reasonable, man, because you wanna sell it out.
yeah, because I think somebody was reading the ticket prices for like the soccer games that they're going to be, because the stadium that y'all going to be playing is the same as like the national, I think it's like the national team where they play for Brazil. And the ticket prices for the soccer wasn't crazy. And that's like they're big soccer people out there. So I don't know.
And I think that listen, if the soccer tickets are decent, the football tickets probably gonna be cheaper.
Yeah.
But they actually go to soccer games. So I mean,
Yeah.
and they
And then,
selling them stadiums out. They arm in that thing, man.
yeah. Well, I mean, soccer big out there. And then like
So
you in 609 saying that his longest flight he took was 6 hours. I wish that was my
oh
longest flight.
man.
And when I went to Africa last year, boy, that was a good 21 hours, bro. I mean, we had to
Shit,
stop.
we went to what's it called? It was 26.
Yeah, I mean, and I think when I flew to Africa, what we stopped, we went Boston to Turkey straight.
Who you
Um,
who you flew with? Who you flew with, Mick?
Turkish Airlines.
Okay.
I mean, Turkish Airlines on the low ain't really that bad though. I mean, the food, the food on there actually was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, so we flew from Boston to Turkey, Istanbul to be correct, and then we flew from Istanbul to Rwanda, and then we took an hour flight from Rwanda to Uganda. So yeah,
Yeah. The food
and
was busting though on the little flight I took. They fed us like twice where that thing was
oh,
cool. They gave us movies and everything, but like we flew from Florida to Philly, and then we flew from Philly across all the way out. I think it was I don't think they fly no more. I think it was Virgin Mobile though. J
oh,
Mick. And they had the nice little TVs, man, the little personal headset, but they fed us good. And I was too young, but I surely wish I could have got a drink back then.
yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, like if your team has a chance to go to Brazil, man, like Eagle fans, man, whoever the Eagles play, because we was breaking it down, like in my opinion, like I mean, it was me and T Smith, and we were saying that I think y'all either gonna be playing the Packers or the Steelers out there.
But it
I,
was supposedly leaked, J Mick, that it was Green Bay.
yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, see, I was like, so I mean, I was talking to Nacho. He's like a Green Bay fan too, and I was trying to tell him, I was like, they probably gonna have y'all go out there because the Eagles is like a really name brand franchise, and one of the most name brand franchises is the Packers. And I mean, like, I got love for my team, and
It's supposed to
like
be it's supposed to be us and them September 6th. That's supposed to
I
be it.
don't doubt it because the Packers are a big draw. Like, there's a lot of Packer fans everywhere. So,
Everywhere. They
and
want like ain't they the original team? They like the first team, right? One of the first teams at least.
yeah, I think y'all and the Bears are the oldest franchises, though. I think the Eagles and the Bears are the
And
oldest.
we
I think
we
the
we,
Packers
we
aren't
come
that much older.
we from 1933.
Yeah.
I don't know
Um,
where the Bears came, but I know Green Bay like right in there. I think they can like somewhere in the 30s too.
I mean,
Yeah, but that's
it's
what I heard though. Somebody sent me like a picture of it saying like they had linked it. They had leaked it. And it's supposed to be us them September 6th at 8 o'clock.
yeah. So the two oldest franchises are the Arizona Cardinals and the Chicago Bears. Funny
When did
enough,
Arizona come?
19, I think 1919, because Green Bay started in 1919.
Dang.
But Green Bay is the oldest franchise not to change locations because, interestingly enough, the Cardinals actually started in Chicago, actually.
Yeah.
So So yeah, I mean that's
It's a lot of bro. You know what? I was looking at a YouTube video, Mick, and they was showing like teams that you didn't know move. There was a lot of teams I didn't know was like other places early in they like first started, and they moved really early. Like they moved before the 30s, or they moved really early, and then they became that team. And in my memory bank, it's just like, oh, they've been there the whole time, but they really moved. It's like, dang, I didn't even know. Like I knew like the Baltimore situation, everybody know about that situation, but like
yeah.
it was a couple teams I'm trying to think of which ones it was. It was like a couple teams I didn't know. Like I gotta look at the video, but it's like 4 or 5 teams I had no idea they ever moved.
Yeah, so the Bears, they were established in 1920, and the Cardinals were established in 19. Well, actually, the Cardinals were established in 1898, but the first season they played was 1920. So I'm not sure what the backstory is from 1898 to 1920, but that's what the backstory is. The
What?
Cardinals are typically the oldest franchise. And then
22 years and you didn't play a game? What the hell going on
it's,
here?
it says they was established in 1898. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe they were established. I'm not sure. I mean, I'd have to look that backstory up, but they are the oldest franchise.
Come
But
on,
Detroit,
Jigga. Hey, Jigga, we got to catch this flight, man. Go ahead and get your flight itineraries together, man. We going to Brazil, man. Get your passports. We out of here.
I mean, flights are. I mean, it's what they
Can you
say.
can you drive to Brazil? How long would it take to drive? I know you can drive,
Man,
right?
should probably take 3 weeks to drive to Brazil. If there's even a way to drive. I mean, you gotta drive through Mexico, Central America, and South. That's a long way, and I don't I
Yeah.
don't I don't advise it because South America, boy, like when you got to drive country to country, like it's real mountainous, and in South America. So I wouldn't honestly. Planes ain't really that bad. Like if you really get anxiety, I mean, take a gummy before you get on the plane, or just a drink. That's all you really got to do, and it'll put you right to sleep.
Shit, my homeboy used to take like a half a Xanax, fly. That
And
and that boy used to be a traveler too, mid. Like he go everywhere. He like, man, I got a little anxiety. I pop me a half of that thing.
I mean, you can do that too.
Good.
But for me, like I've been flying since, like I said, my mom worked in travel. So I've been flying since I was a kid, man. I just got the mindset. When I get on that plane, I be looking at like whatever happened, man. If this shit gonna go down, it's gonna go down. Ain't nothing I could do about it. And it's a fucked up way to
Yeah,
think
if it's
about
the
it.
end for me, it's the end for me.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's nothing. It's not like like driving your car or nothing. You got to just once I mean, once you step into the
I just
plane,
looked it up. It says impossible.
oh, is it possible to drive?
What the
Yeah,
drive?
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I mean, like, I mean, for those of y'all that's scared to fly, man,
It's
like, I
probably
mean, for
somewhere.
those,
It's probably somewhere where you gotta. It's probably somewhere where you gotta catch a boat or something. It's probably somewhere where it ain't landmass going over water.
but yeah, I mean, if it's your time to go and you step on the plane, man, it's just your time to go, man. That's just, I mean, it is what it is. And if I can fly to
Yeah, I
Africa
mean,
like over 20 hours, I can make it there and make it back. I think y'all should be fine.
hey, yeah, you should be. You should be. Hey, hold on, nah. You said it's impossible. Yeah, they said. Yeah, it says uninterrupted. Dang, what does that mean?
I would think it would be.
Oh, okay. So they said it's something called the Duran Gap. I don't know much about it, but they said it's like a wilderness spot where you have to drive through it, and I guess you probably won't make it out of that motherfucker. I ain't
Oh
never heard
yeah.
of none of this.
They right. They right. They right. Cause look, I'm looking at it right now. Like once you get past Panama City,
Yeah,
like you could definitely drive through there. But once you get past Panama City, is the Duran Park shit. It ain't like no road right there. I don't see no road.
so it's just straight wilderness. You on off road terrain. You gonna have to figure it out. Yeah, I
Damn.
wouldn't play none of that.
But it look like it got it blocked off too. Like it's something right there that got it like blocked off. Like it's just they
And
got
another thing,
mountains. Yeah, that's a big ass mountain right there. Hell yeah. That's
and I
why
mean,
that shit is probably blocked off through the mountain.
and I think the other thing that people forget is, man, Brazil as a country, Brazil is a huge ass country though.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It's
freaking
bigger than it look on the map.
yeah. I mean,
Yo
it feels like
said
the
drive to
majority.
Brazil. That's crazy.
I mean, but even if you could, why would you want to waste all that time driving?
Right.
That's a lot of time that you're wasting.
If anything, you might can drive from like Houston to like Honduras or some shit. You might can do that.
I don't know, man.
That's still far though. Shit.
I'm not sure I want to drive through Mexico, man. That's just me.
Right.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. Right. I don't want to fuck that. You
I
don't know
mean, the
what
way
might be
Mexico is
going
right,
on.
not sure I want to do all that. But yeah,
Bro, the people that live in Panama say that the Duran Gap is the most dangerous place they have ever seen, and they try their best every day to avoid it. A lot of deaths have occurred in the Duran Gap. People don't even know why it's dangerous. People try to avoid it that live around it. So you know it's crazy.
yeah. I mean, like, and I got a cousin that's actually like from Panama, and like she actually moved. She actually was living up here, and then she moved back there with her family for like a couple years, and then I think she's getting ready to move back again, back to Boston or whatever. But yeah, I mean, like, like it's like here, like you got safe places in like in the United States, and you got places that ain't so safe, and it's like that in those countries too. So
We ride through, bumping some regular music, thinking we good. Then boom, some shit happen.
Hey, you at the Duran Gap, like,
We don't
yeah.
know.
Oh, what's going on?
We don't know where the fuck we at.
Yeah, I ain't doing
Fuck
that.
that.
Nah. Let me get
Yeah.
that
I
flight,
hop on the
please.
plane.
that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
out of
Like,
here.
and I ain't got no I mean problems. I mean, like, just let me catching the plane ride.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool because I know it's places that's like you haven't seen or heard about, but it's probably crazy. It's probably crazy out there. Look, Jigga said the roads look sketchy. Bro,
I
listen, I
told
see
you, them
people. I
roads
see people
definitely
out
look
here with
sketchy.
like, bro. I've only seen like 2 videos of anybody driving through it. The rest of the people got like on book backs and they hike it. They hiking through that thing. Big hills, big mountaintops. Yeah, I ain't playing no games, folks.
Yeah, I mean, I just rather fly, man. I'm not even gonna take them kind of chances because I mean, some of these countries be having like I mean, like militias and shit in them fucking jungles and shit too. So yeah, I'm all set.
Oh yeah. Oh, hey, look, you be seeing them movies. I know y'all done seen a movie where they pull the dude over somewhere weird, and he like he don't understand the language, and they go to talking about how they finna take him and rob him and kill him. Not even to play no games with them folks, bro. And,
Not at
and
all.
you usually when you going on trips like that, you gotta take a native. You gotta have a native with you, man, so he can speak the language. He can get you up out of some shit. He know where the spots at. He know what's going on. He can translate you in English.
Yeah, I mean that's the safest way to go about it for sure.
Cause boy, when you don't speak the language, ain't no Google Translate.
I mean, you could try to Google Translate. I mean, I don't know how successful you're gonna be, but I mean, you could try it though.
Now they're gonna do you nasty, J man. They're gonna take your phone. They're gonna do you nasty. They're gonna hide you somewhere. I ain't playing no games. Let me get that plane ticket, please.
Yeah,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking
From
at
the
some
airport.
like I'm looking at some pictures
What
of
is
that
that?
shit right now, bro. That shit got me scared as shit. Like just looking at that shit. That shit crazy.
Yeah, it look wild. It look wild
And
out
then
there,
I'm
bro.
looking at the website. I don't even understand none of this shit. All I see is the rain. That's all I see.
Look, I seen this at the entrance, and I was like, yeah, hold on. I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
See
That's at the
water and
entrance. Oh
shit.
yeah, I'm done. I seen the skull before you walk into the Durant. Yeah, I'm not going that way, sir. As soon as they be like, yeah, we're going through here. No, you see that? No, I'm good. That's human head. That's not an animal. That's a human head. Nah, I'm straight.
I mean, they're trying to give you the heads up. This is not where you want to be.
And as American, I'm taking it 100%. Sir, you see that? That's it. That means no. We're going back this way. Can I catch a flight somewhere in Panama to Brazil? But hey, hold on. We said Central America, but Mexico might be bad, man.
That's what I was saying. Like, I have no intention of wanting to drive through Mexico, not at all. and
They got the cartel out there, boy.
I mean, they got cartels all throughout, like Central and South America, man. Like that's why I say you be better off flying, man. Like and then you take a little 12-hour flight and you just be happy with it.
Yeah, man. It's fun, man. Hey, look, this an interesting show. This might be our best show right here, man. Man, we for real, dog. We having a real conversation, man. I'm seeing they done got me in the rabbit hole of this Durant gap where I'm looking all
And we
down
done
this thing.
covered
That thing look
the free
crazy.
agency, the draft, the Super Bowl, and now we talking about travel. So yeah.
Yeah, we in geography now, man. We in the geography now. Yeah, they say that's like it's like a 120 mile gap. But you can't
Yeah.
travel it. You can't travel it on car. You got to travel it on foot. And they say most people die because
Or they
you
probably
just
get
can't.
dehydrated.
It's a lot of things out there, and then you can't carry enough material to make it through the trip. I mean, 120 miles with a bunch of stuff is a long trip, up and down hills, through water, and then you trying to find places to
Yeah,
rest where there
fuck
ain't no
that.
animals at. Oh nah,
I ain't with that.
Yeah, and Jaka had
it's
that.
poisonous snakes and panthers and all types of crap out here. I'm
Then
cool.
you gotta think about when it get dark.
That's when I'm gonna lose it. That's hey, look, I'm gonna be good when it's daytime when I can see.
Yeah, but the
Boy, when that
problem is
sun going down.
but the problem is during the day, like you got to deal with the other people that be in the jungle. Then at night you got to deal with the wildlife. Nah, I'm all set.
That's what I'm saying. Look, in the daytime, at least I can see. At nighttime, I gotta deal with the creepy crawlers.
Nah,
Nah,
yeah, I'm just not doing all
you got them animals with the nighttime vision in trees and no.
Yeah, I'm just not doing all that. And Jaka had that.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Let me get that. Let me get that plane flight, please. Expedia.com. Not playing with these folks. Yeah, Jigga. That's 100% true, bro. We are blessed. We live in a first world country.
I mean, there's no need to take no chances. I mean, there just ain't no need for that.
It ain't nowhere in America I can tell you like, hey, look, if you drive through this part of the world, it's so bad you're gonna die. Like, I think everywhere here is equipped for wilderness and you can survive. I think it's probably some places I never heard about somewhere deep down in the middle of a trench, but if you get down there, that's your fault.
I mean, buyer beware, I guess.
Yeah, as long as you stay on a paved road, you should be all right. It's some hoods you might can't ride through, but you know what I'm saying. Just lock your doors and keep driving. You be all right. You make it through. Hey, kicker man, I might try to get to that game in Baltimore though. No cap.
Yeah, just let me know. You know I'll be there.
I gotta see when it is. I hope it's somewhere in the middle of the season because I'm really trying to get to this Brazil trip. But if it's like right close to that, I don't know how I'm gonna make that shit.
When the Brazil shit is week 1.
Opening weekend, yeah, opening weekend.
Mm,
So I'm hoping we play y'all at least by I'll say week 6 or 7 ish area. Then I can make it shape.
well, probably later.
Yeah, if it's later, I'm definitely coming, but I just needed to be later because I'm gonna have to recoup. Hey J Mick, look, you gotta I don't want to have to explain to the lady with my last name how I ended up going to Brazil and Baltimore in a matter of 4 weeks.
Well, I mean, you better have a word with Roger Goodell about that and those are schedule makers then.
What? Listen. Hey Roger, I need you to put it a little later because if you put it early, I'm still gonna try to make it shape. Come on, dog, give me a little break. A little break. Don't make me back it like that. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. I know we play Tampa again, but I'm kind of what they call it, like exhausted at Raymond James Stadium.
Only good thing about that is in the same state as you though.
But I used to go to Raymond James so much. Like my aunt was a Tampa fan, my mom's oldest sister, so we used to always go to Tampa, like at least 2 times, 3 times a year, up until probably like 2008, 9, when she really stopped being able to go because she got sick. Um, but we used to go all the time. And then, bro, the night they won the Super Bowl, J Mick, I'm like, I think I'm like I think I'm in 8th grade in 2000 when they won 2002, and my aunt was like, grab your bag. We going to Tampa, bro. We drove down to Tampa right after the game. Went down there, hung out till like 7 in the morning. Bro. The city was lit after that Super Bowl when they played the Raiders.
I bet it was because they smashed them boys.
We had a good time. But yeah, I don't know. I might go though. I might pull it on. It ain't nothing but a 45-minute drive. But yeah, man, we at the hour and 30-minute mark, man. Hope y'all enjoyed, another episode of the Check Down. Y'all can catch us on Twitter. We in spaces. We active in these Twitter streets. Y'all see the names: J Mick, Trippy Kicker, Smitty Eagle. Hey, happy birthday to all the people of this month, man. Since it seemed like everybody got a birthday this month, man. So I'm probably not gonna get to shout everybody out. But if your birthday is in February, man, happy birthday. Uh, happy Black History Month. Happy Valentine's Day to your peoples too, man. Because I ain't gonna get to see y'all before Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is on the weirdest day of the week, Wednesday. Uh, but Hey, look, do y'all believe Valentine's Day is only for like your old lady, or is it considered to be for somebody you just love that might not be family?
I mean, I give my mother a Valentine's Day card and some flowers or something like that, but it ain't nothing major though.
Yeah, yeah. I do. I give my mom like a little card. I might get a little chocolate rose or some chocolates or something. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
But nah, man. It's always love for y'all to come out here, man. But y'all know what it is, man. Until next time.